I hope those who have joined me before have been enjoying this and getting something from it and get some benefit from it. It's very difficult when the only person I can see on the screen is myself, and I feel like I'm talking to myself. So I hope you're getting into this with me and enjoying it with me. Remember, as I've said the last couple of days, if you're not a member of the College of Medicine and Integrated Health, then visit the website. In fact, that web address now takes you straight to the place where you can join. So, you know, think about it. It's a wonderful place and they're doing great work there. Of course, if you want to see what I'm up to, then you can visit my website, freddyjacquin.com. I've got a mailing list that I send out. If you're interested in subscribing, you'll get a video from me every week. I promise you I won't send you stuff every day and bombard you with stuff. But anything I think might be of interest to you, might help you, I'm sending that out as a video, and just letting you know what's going on in the hypnotherapy world, really. And you can go to my website and you can subscribe from there if you fancy doing that, and you'll get some, you get some information from me. Right, I think it's time. So, those of you who've joined me already, you know who I am. I'm Freddy Jacquin. I'm a hypnotherapist, and today is all about a way of taking the time out to tap into our own worth and our self-appreciation, self-love, if you like, which sounds like a lot of self. But I think at certain times we forget about this. And I have to say, particularly for the female clients that I see, they tend to spend, I'm not negating men from this, but women tend to spend most of their life making sure that their man is okay, making sure their kids are okay, that somewhere along the line, they kind of drop out of the equation and they forget their own worth, their own value, and sometimes don't look after themselves the way they should do because of that. So this protocol, and I'll explain how it came about because there's a bit of a story behind it, is to do that, is to just take the time out. And I'm going to teach you this protocol, and I'd like you to think about using it every day for maybe 2 minutes. It will change the way you breathe, it will change the way you think. And I'm going to teach you how to do that over the next sort of 30 minutes or so. Now, I'll tell you how this protocol came about. It's a bit of a strange story. I had a dream, which sounds like Martin Luther King, except my dream was about hypnotizing Tom Hanks, which it sounds strange, it is a bit strange. I had a dream about hypnotizing Tom Hanks with this induction that, to my knowledge, had not been created. So I woke up in the morning and I just thought, I'm going to create this now that I've used it on Tom Hanks in my dream. And so I asked people on my Facebook pages if they wanted to learn this protocol or this induction. And I said, if you're interested, just put Tom Hanks in the comment box. Well, one person just put T Hanks, which strange enough spells thanks. And because this protocol is about self-appreciation and forgiveness and all those kind of things, it seemed the perfect name for this protocol, the thanks protocol. And so I started running it with myself, as I mostly do, to see how things work and see what I get from it. And then I put it out as a sort of free way to learn this. So I'm going to do it for people today who haven't used it yet. And so, as I said, it's a very simple thing to do, but it changes the way we breathe for a while. It changes the way we use our own internal dialogue for a while. This is how this protocol came about. As I said, I had this dream about Tom Hanks, in which I used this protocol, but really it's come from my teaching. Now, when I teach people how to be hypnotherapists, you know, it's so easy for students to get caught up in the words, and am I using my words right? Am I doing the script right? Am I mirroring their body language? And all those things that take away from the fact that we're human beings and we communicate naturally. And so sometimes the human element, it drops out because new students are thinking about the words and what they should be saying as opposed to just being human and communicating normally. So I teach my students to run this little loop in their mind when they're working with people. It's something I've done for years and years now. And especially when we're going to use an induction where we have to lift the person's hand up or touch the person's hand, because I believe that running this loop, which I'm just going to tell you about now, in your mind, transfers through the way you touch someone. And it's this, and these words are that I've been using for years and I've been teaching people are this: I care about you and I want you to be well. You know, if I feel it's appropriate, I will say it to my client. But even if I don't say it, I'll always think it, and I'll hold that thought in my heart. I care about you and I want you to be well. Because I think if you're thinking that and you're feeling that, it transfers through when you're working with people. So I've been teaching the people to use these words for years. Now, last year, my son Anthony and I, we ran some training in India. It's the first time I've been to India. We ran some training in Hyderabad, and we went in Kochi in Kerala. And so my son and I, when we travel abroad, and we travel abroad a lot to teach people, we have this little competition between ourselves to see which of us can learn as much of the language as possible before we get to that country. So we can at least say thank you and hello and goodbye, you know, and just show the appreciation of using that language. So my son started to learn Hindi before I did. I think he thought he'd get a leap on me. But anyway, I asked a friend about this, and he said, all we really need in India, because 95% of the people in India, the 1.3 billion, speak English probably better than I do. So he said, what you need is the greeting, which is namaste. And I asked him what it meant. And he said, it means I recognize the God within you. Now, for me, that sounds like a wonderful greeting. I recognize the God within you. But I'm not a religious person. And, you know, people have their own beliefs. I'm not a religious person. But by changing one letter in that sentence, that became, I recognize the good within you. And so since then, I've been asking my students, when they sit down to practice with each other, just to take the time out, a couple of seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, to look at the other person, the person they're working with, until you can recognize the good within them. And we all have it if you look hard enough. No matter what we are or what we've done, if you look strongly enough, you can find that and recognize the good within you. So I started teaching this, and then I also showed them the I care about you, I want you to be well words as well. So all of this came together in this protocol, which we're going to run with you today. And so this is how it runs. In a while, I'm going to ask you to get into a breathing pattern with me. So just breathing slightly differently than we are when we're just normally breathing and talking. So it's going to be a bit of a deeper breath in and a deeper breath out. And as we do that, we're going to do this together. We're going to, whether there's people in the room or not, I want you to do this just for now. I want you to just, as we breathe out, you're going to say these words. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. And I want you to be well. Now we're going to run this for a while. Now, to start off with, you can use this just aimed at yourself, you know, because sometimes we have, we blame ourselves for things we should have done or could have done or would have done if we'd been different. You know, there is a time when we need to forgive others, and there's a time to forgive ourselves, because we all expect to be more than human at times. You know, and I say that the word man could be described as a mess up, if you like, because that's what men tend to do. And I'm a man, so I know. And we make mistakes, and we can carry that stuff with us. And not only that, but when people have done things to us, and it happens throughout our life, you know, people are unkind to us, or people do things to try and hurt us or damage us. And it's very difficult to forgive someone who's hurt you or made you feel bad. But sometimes, especially when that person's no longer in your life, it's just in your own mind, you can just say, I forgive you. And by using this protocol and aiming it at some of those people that have hurt you in the past, even if they're no longer in your life, some of those people might not even be alive today. But by doing this, by aiming those words, I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you and I want you to be well. It comes back at yourself when we do these things. You know, there's this old cowboy saying, when you go out for revenge, dig 2 graves. Because the damage you do to yourself when we're angry with people, and when we're holding some kind of malice or anger in our heart, it affects us as much, if not more, than the person we're aiming at. You know, I know it's difficult at times to forgive people. And I'm not saying if someone's in your life and they're treating you badly, I'm not saying you should put up with that or stay with that. But I'm saying to you that by forgiving people and forgiving yourself as much as anything else for the mistakes we make and the mistakes that we are as human beings. You know, I had a lady come to me once and she said, I'd like your help. And I said, well, how can I help you? She said, my boyfriend is physically and mentally cruel to me. You know, and he lies to me and he does this and he does that. And I said, well, how can I help you? She said, can you hypnotize me? And so it makes him, so he doesn't seem so bad. I mean, I don't know if you can believe that, but it's true. She said, can you hypnotize me so he doesn't seem such a bad person? And I said, there is no way I am going to do that. I said, come to me for the strength to get out of that relationship, I'll help you. But I'm not going to make him seem better than he actually is. You know, and there are times when people have said to me, like, I've had this bad relationship in the past, you know, and I've done this and that hurt and whatever it was. Can you hypnotize me to make me forget that it even happened? Now, even if I could, and I don't know because I've never tried, but even if I could make that person forget about that event, that would be a terrible thing to do. Because no matter how bad an event is in the past, there are learnings and there are strengths that we get from them. We don't need a year on, 20 years on to still be feeling the emotion attached. And that we can do with hypnotherapy. We can help people overcome that emotion. But to just forget about the event would be detrimental to you. We need those learnings. When people say to me, you know, I've been in this relationship and blah, 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 and I want you to make me forget about it. And I say, if I make you forget about that, there's nothing to stop you doing the same thing again. We need an understanding. What we don't need is that continuous emotional hurt and pain. And by forgiveness at times, and I've had to do this with people who have been really badly traumatized, and they say to me, I can't forgive that person. And they're no longer in their life, but the only person that's suffering still is the person that had the trauma done to them, if you like, or the malice done to them. And so just by saying this, and I want you to do your best to do this today, you know, when we're going through this process today, maybe think about someone who, when you think about them, still affects you emotionally in a bad way, in a negative way. And maybe when we're saying these words, maybe aim it at that person, even if they're no longer in your life, and just aim it out there. And, you know, just say, I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. And you'll find that any of the hurt and anger and malice that was created in your mind, your body, will start to dissipate when we do this. Now, if you haven't got those people in your life and you don't need to forgive someone in your life, then aim this at yourself, these words, because sometimes it takes us, we don't recognize the good within us. We only focus on the things that we do wrong. We focus on the things the mistakes we've made, and maybe the people we've hurt in our past. And we hold that with us. There are times when we need to forgive ourselves and just say, I recognize the good within you. I thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. Okay, so that being said, in a moment, we're going to get into this together. And I'd like you, the best you can, to take part in this. And I will record this so you can look at it again. Now, I do this when I wake up in the morning, just before my body wakes up, when I know I'm awake, but my body is still asleep. And for a couple of minutes, and what it does, by breathing in this way, we're going to breathe in a moment, it oxygenates our blood. So our body is working better. It helps our brain function better. And it also, because we're going to use these words, it also gets into our mind our worth and our value, okay? And we all need at times to have a reminder of that. So if you're ready to do this, now at some point, what's going to happen is this. We're going to do this together to start off with. We're going to breathe together and we're going to repeat these words together. And at some point, I'm going to ask you just to stop saying it out loud, but continue to breathe in that way and continue to repeat those words in your mind to yourself, okay? And at that point, I am going to be giving you some suggestions for recognizing your self-worth, your appreciation of yourself, self-love, self-esteem, self-confidence. So at the end of this session, I'd like to think that you have a feeling of freedom, a new way of thinking, maybe a lightness of being that maybe you haven't felt at this time, okay? So that we can use this continually throughout your life. Any time that you're feeling a bit down, or you're blaming yourself, or whatever it might be, I'd like you to think about taking the time out. It's only 2 minutes to sit quietly somewhere and just get into the breathing, and in your own mind, just repeat these words, okay? I'm going to repeat these words again, and then we're going to say them together. You know, don't get too caught up. Am I saying it right? Have I got the right intonation or anything like that? Just aim this at yourself. And as we go through it, we're going to say it maybe 10 times. Think of someone you want to, that still affects you in a bad way, and aim it at them. And then when I ask you to just stop speaking and just keep saying it, just keep that mind going in that way and keep your breathing going. At that point, I will be giving you some suggestions. You don't have to listen to me, because your unconscious mind will hear everything I've got to say, and it will take from it what's needed for you to use this protocol, okay? So if you're ready to do this, what I'd like to do, and you can do this eyes open to start off with, okay? And when I ask you to just stop saying it and repeat it in your mind, then I'd like you just to close your eyes. And I'll say that, close your eyes, and continue to repeat this in your mind. And then we'll see what happens from there, okay? So what I'd like to do is this. I want you to get comfortable. Place your hands somewhere safe, place your feet safe, and just get yourself safe so you're not going to fall out of the chair or anything else, okay? And now if you're ready, we're going to start just by breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And we can just keep this breathing going. As you breathe out, I want you to say these words with me. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. Keep that breathing going. Close your eyes. Repeat the words continuously in your mind. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. And keep that going now. Repeating those words in your mind as you breathe like that now. And as you repeat those words, you can relax your body, relax your mind. And feel that energy flooding your body. Feel the oxygen flooding your mind. As you repeat those words and continue to repeat those words, and maybe aim those words at yourself. I care about you. That's right, keep it going. And as you do that, I want you now once again to think about the people you love and people that love you. Feel that love, see those faces as you repeat those words in your mind and keep that breathing going. The deeper you go now, the better you're going to feel. That's right, see those faces, see those smiles, feel that love. Let that remind you of your real worth, your real value, just how loved you are. Now your partner's face, your friend's face, your children's face, your parents' face, feel that love right now. Let that remind you of just how loved you are. Keep that feeling going. A new understanding about your worth, your value. A new self-confidence. As you repeat those words, as you breathe in now, you're breathing in confidence, breathing out doubt. Breathing in confidence and breathing out doubt. The deeper you go now, the better you're going to feel. As you repeat those words in your mind, feel those changes taking place in your body at a molecular, cellular, neuron level. Deeper, deeper, deeper down into that feeling now. Things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed hard to do turn out to be surprisingly easy. Feel that feeling of love flooding your body and your mind as you continue to repeat these words. That's right, and from today, whenever you need to or want to relax completely, whenever you need to be aware of your own worth, value, and just how loved you are, you will take the time out to sit quietly, whether your eyes are open or closed. You'll remember how to breathe deeply, oxygenating your body and your lungs. As you feel that feeling, that lightness of being, as you continue to breathe deeply, and you repeat those words in your mind, once again, get into that rhythm. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. And I want you to be well. And as you do that now, you may be aware of that feeling of well-being starting to flood your body. That feeling of calm flooding your mind. A feeling of confidence growing strongly within you. And a new understanding of your worth and your value. As you continue breathing and repeating those words. And from today, whenever you need to or want to take time out for you, when you want to remind yourself of your worth and value, you'll sit quietly and repeat those words to yourself. I recognize the good within you. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. In a moment, as you continue to repeat those words, as those changes take place in your body now, at a molecular, cellular level, that will allow that feeling of well-being to continue. Allow those changes to continue to take place. Feel that love and that light and that feeling of well-being flooding your body and your mind. Imagine it spreading into every cell, every fiber, into the very marrow of your bones. A lightness of being, a freedom from any angst, any anxiety. Feel it now as you forgive yourself and forgive others. The recognition that you're a human being and you're allowed to make mistakes. And it's okay to forgive yourself. And it's okay to forgive others. And do it now. That's right. Just see those faces in your mind. Let any anxiety go, let any stress go. Let go of any hurt, pain, sadness that's placed on you. In a moment, I'm going to count to 10. And as I count to 10, on 8, your eyes will open. You'll feel incredible, the lightness of being. And on 10, that feeling of freedom, that lightness of being, that feeling of well-being is going to grow stronger day by day. And from today, whenever it's appropriate and safe to do so, you'll take the time out for yourself, just for you, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, to sit quietly and repeat those words in your mind. And you'll find as you do that, that your life will change, your well-being will change, your health will increase. So get ready as I count to 10. On 8, your eyes will open, you will feel incredible. And on 10, that feeling of well-being, that lightness of being you're feeling now is going to continue throughout the day. A feeling of love you're going to take into everything you do. And a new understanding of your real worth and value, just how loved you are. 1, feeling wonderful now. 2, to achieve everything you want to achieve today and do it in a way of freedom and love. 3, feeling freedom from any hurt, pain and sadness. 4, feel the force of that energy and love now. 5, feeling incredibly alive now. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely wonderful. 9, 10. That's right. And feel that wonderful feeling, that freedom now. And that feeling's going to stay with you and grow stronger throughout the day. I hope you enjoyed the experience. Remember the words. You can watch this recording. And for those of you who are here today, I will send you these words. I'll email you the words so you can use them. But you know them now. You've repeated them. And if you're talking to someone, if you're working with someone, if you're helping someone, I'd ask you to run these words in your mind and take the time out just to look at the person you're working with, or look at the person you're helping. It might just be your best friend. It might be a friend. It might be someone who's suffering at the moment who needs some comfort from you. And as you work with that person, obviously you can say these words out loud if you feel it's appropriate. But I'd ask you to hold it in your heart and run it in your mind. You know, take the time out to recognize the good within that person. Thank you. I care about you. I want you to be well. And I promise you, as you do this, not only will you help other people change their lives, but your own life will change. So I hope you've enjoyed the experience this morning. Tonight at 6 o'clock, a thing called Health Flicks. You can find it on my Facebook, and the College of Medicine, I believe, is sending out a message to everyone as well. I'm going to be teaching the arrow technique for you to learn, to experience, and to help others with. So at 6 o'clock tonight, that's Thursday the 9th, I'll be running that technique and teaching people. Okay, I'll be demonstrating it and then running it with everyone that's joined that evening. It's 30 minutes, so it's not a long time out of your life. So I'm going to be running these every day. Tomorrow, if you know anyone who smokes, who wants to quit, and there's probably never been a better time to do so. We know that this bug affects smokers more than other people. So if you know someone who wants to quit, then tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, it's going to be a longer session, maybe about an hour, because there are things I need to explain and beliefs we need to change before we help that person. I personally have seen maybe 25,000 people for smoking, and tomorrow I'd like to think we can help a few more people. So tomorrow at 11 is quit smoking. If not for yourself, then speak to people you know that would like to come and do that, okay? So I'm wishing you a wonderful day. I've seen there's a couple of questions. Let me see if I can answer them first. What kind of state do we need to be in tomorrow, with or without ciggies? All you have to do, if you're coming to this and you want to quit smoking, or you're going to tell a friend about it, the one criteria is that the person has to want to quit. This is not something you can do for your mother or your father or your wife or your husband or your child. You have to come to the conclusion that you've had enough. And if you turn up with that understanding, then I would like to think, I can guarantee you'll walk away from tomorrow as a non-smoker. So if we're non-smokers, should we still do the session? You're welcome to do the session. I'd like to think that not only are you getting benefits from the session, but you're learning things that you may be able to help someone else. And the beliefs that we're going to crack tomorrow with the smoker, with smoking, if you're not a therapist, but you're speaking to someone who wants to quit, just by running the understandings and breaking these beliefs that hold people to smoking, you might just help someone quit automatically. You don't have to be, a smoking specialist to do this. A lot of the things that I do are really as much common sense as anything else. Sometimes the things that hold us to habits, hold us to detrimental things that we're doing, are just limiting beliefs that have been placed on us. Sometimes by others and sometimes by ourselves. And sometimes just by undermining those beliefs, which I'm going to do tomorrow for people who smoke, you understand it. Of course I can do this. Of course I can walk away from it. And that's my belief. So if you're the only one who smokes, let me just answer one more question here. See another one come up. The session tonight, there's a link on my webpage to tonight's session. It's run by HealthFlix, so it's not the same link as this one. So if you go to my Facebook page, it'll be on there. I will message everybody today at some point with that link, so you can join me tonight. As I said, I'm going to be demonstrating the arrow and teaching the arrow, because I believe everyone should learn how to do it to help people out of pain. Okay, so I want to say thanks to everyone that's joining me on these meetings. So just to say that, thanks for joining me. It'd be a horrible thing to sit here and talk to myself every morning. I hope you're getting some benefit from it. I believe if you get into the thanks protocol with yourself, I'd ask you to just try it for a week, whether you believe it's going to work or not. Just try it for a week, once a day. Take the time out just for you. And I know if you're a mum or you're a dad and you're isolated with your kids, finding a couple of minutes a day for yourself is going to be pretty difficult. But you can do it, and just find that time for yourself. Understand that you're worth taking the time out for. As I said, we spend so much time, well, maybe not me, but especially mums, they spend so much time taking care of the people around them that they forget about themselves. I'm asking you all to just take a couple of minutes a day, just for yourself, just to run these words in your mind. Breathe. If you just breathe like that for 2 minutes every day, it would help you. But to do it and run the words at the same time will be immense for you. And I promise you, if you run this for a week, at the end of the week, you will not be feeling the same as you were at the beginning of the week. And teach this to anyone else who's suffering. If people haven't joined me here today, teach them. You can teach this to other people, okay? So I wish you all the best today. Stay well, be safe. Let's keep doing what we have to do to overcome this bug, and have a happy day, okay? So all the best to all of you out there, and I'd like to think you're going to join me over the week. Like the weekend, I'm going to be running weight loss as well. So anyone of you thinks, right, I want to get in shape while I'm in isolation, then join me, maybe Sunday, for weight loss. And I'm also going to be running one for sleep, so we can help ourselves sleep properly, okay? So I look forward to seeing you again soon, and bye for now.